Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. So I'm a human design reader, I'm a tarot enthusiast, and I love astrology and all the things, planners too. So today I want to answer the question, how can human design help you with career? But before I get into it, I really just want to make sure I'm really clear. This is not a video about how you're going to make the decision for what your career path is going to be. And this is because human design does not tell us this information. It's not prescriptive. It doesn't say you are meant to be a project manager. It doesn't say you're meant to be a writer. It doesn't tell you that you're supposed to be an attorney or a lawyer. And human design also doesn't tell us what your passions are going to be, what your interests are going to be, what your hobbies are going to be. It doesn't tell us those things. What human design does tell us, though, what energy and energetics you will bring to your passions, you will bring to your career, you will bring to the things that you love to do. Human design will also tell you what gifts and talents you bring to the things you love to do, to the work you're doing in this life. And it will give you clues on what energetics you can lean into. So for example, if you have a lot of correction energy in your chart, you like to fix things, diagnose things, right? You might be somebody who in a certain career path is going to lean more towards that energy. Like that's a gift you're going to be able to bring to that. That's a perspective you're going to be able to bring to whatever it is you're doing. Human design can also tell you how much structure you need in your day, or is leaning into structure and having structure during your workday or your career, is that supportive to you? Or is it better for you to remain a little bit more flexible and have a little less structure and be a little less rigid about how you move through and do the work that you do, okay? So that's the other thing human design can tell us. All right, so let's get into the content. Make decisions about the job that you do is by really focusing on work that lights you up, that makes you feel satisfied, that really brings you energy and isn't draining your life force. I would say that in most cases as well, generators and manifesting generators really need to focus more on, does this thing light me up versus how much money is it going to make me? And it can be a big trap for generators and manifesting generators, because if they're chasing a salary, but the work is very draining for them, they're going to be miserable. And I can actually speak from experience of having worked in the corporate world for quite a long time, that as a manifesting generator myself, when I've gone after money and made that decision, a lot of times the work has not been as satisfying to me. So it's really making sure you're doing a thing that lights you up, that is exciting to you, that brings you satisfaction, that feels really good to you, that feels in alignment for you. All right, so next I'm going to talk about manifestor. So manifestor, their strategy is to inform. So again, they are here to really let people know what they're doing, share what they're doing. And so because manifestors don't have a colored and sacral energy center, their energy is going to be inconsistent. So they have periods of time when they're going to be really into the thing that they're doing, and they might work like 80 hours in a week for like 5 weeks or something to finish this project or finish something that they're really into. And then they're going to need to have a period of rest. So what's really important as a manifestor is making sure, yes, that you love the work that you do, that you're genuinely interested in the work you do, but also understand that when you're doing work you love to do, that's interesting to you, you're not going to always show up energetically consistent each day. You may have days when you're really raring to go, you're in your urge and you're excited about what you're doing, and then you're going to have times when you need to rest, and really honor that. My son is a manifestor. He just graduated from college. He started his new job, and I told him, when you are in this new job, make sure you understand that you may find that you have inconsistent energy. Some days you may come into the office and you're rip roaring ready to go, and you're here to work all night to get the thing done. And then you're going to have a period of time where maybe you need a little bit of rest. And it doesn't mean in real life that he's going to call off of work necessarily, right? But it just means that his energy is designed to move in more fits and starts. And it's to the best of your ability, make sure you can honor that. So projectors, like the manifestors, when they're doing things they love to do, they are not going to be creating energy. They will still become drained, like the manifestors. And because their energy is inconsistent, even when they're doing the things they love to do, they need to honor their own energy cycle, their own energy pattern, like the manifestor. So if you do any Googling about projectors and work, you may find that people say, oh, you're supposed to work 2 to 3 hours a day. And if you're a projector and you're hearing that, you're like, what does that mean? Am I designed not to be successful? Am I never going to make any money? Who can survive on this planet working a part-time job? So I want to rest your mind and just tell you it doesn't mean that you can't work a full-time job. What it does mean is that you need to be very aware, self-aware, in the jobs that you're in the work that you're doing, and be very aware of the tasks or the things that you are working on for your job that feel like giving of your energy, that feel like exertion. And then you're going to have aspects of your job or tasks that you do that feel like they just come so easily to you, right? So just in this example here, maybe you have a job where sitting through meetings every day feels heavy to you. It's draining your energy like a lot. And so for you, if that's the case for you, to the best of your ability, you will want to only schedule 2 to 3 hours of meetings a day. And maybe the rest of the time you're doing research, you're processing things that you've learned, maybe you're reading something, you're observing, maybe you're doing some other task that comes very easily to you, like data entry or whatever it is, writing notes. So for each projector, as you're in your job, it's going to be really important for you to really be very aware of what tasks are you doing that feel like exertion and drain you very quickly. And then which tasks do you feel like you can do effortlessly, and try to the best of your ability, limit the ones that feel like exertion to 2 to 3 hours a day. Again, easier said than done at times, but this is the goal. All right, and then reflector energy type. So reflectors don't have any energy centers colored in their chart. And this is obviously the rarest energy type. But what is so important for reflectors is that their energy is going to shift based on the environments that they are in and the people they are working around, because they're so receptive to the energetics of a place. So if you're a reflector, what's really important to you is, number one, ensure that your work environment feels good to you, feels energetically correct to you, feels in alignment to you. Say you're going out and you're doing interviews, whether that's virtual environments or physical environments, really pay attention to how that environment feels. What are the vibes you're picking up on? What are the energetics? Does it feel good to you? That's going to help you know that you are in the right places. And also understand that, again, you're here to be a chameleon. You may have some projects, like let's say you're working with a couple of coworkers or a team on a certain project, and maybe during that period of time you're able to work like 80 hours a week and get all the things done, and you have just a lot of energy. Well, it's because of the individuals and the auras and the energetics that you're working around. Understand that that is you, but it's not you always. And then maybe if you're working with somebody else, like let's say they're a projector and they're not creating their own energy that you're picking up on, maybe your work on that project's going to be a little more chill and a little more laid back. And there's going to be, an awesome collaboration, but it's maybe not going 150 miles an hour. But just know that what you're able to bring to a job is really going to be dependent on the environments that you're in. And understand that you are that chameleon, that shapeshifter that's really able to adapt and meet the needs and pick up on the energy of what's going on in any given situation that you might be in as far as work is concerned. All right, so next I want to talk about how our personality sun gate and incarnation cross plays into career. So, like I said earlier, human design doesn't tell you what you're meant to be, right? But it does tell you and give us clues about what energies are we bringing to the things. So our job is really to be very clear on what interests us, what industries interest us, what types of work interest us, what areas of passion do we have. Find jobs or careers that create a container for that, right? And then understand that these things in our chart, our energy type, our gates, our channels, all of these things will be the energy that we bring to that job, to that career path. So in this example, this person's personality sun gate is gate 21, and their incarnation cross is right angle cross of tension. Your personality sun gate is really the gift that you are here to share. So if you think about the sun is shedding a light on things. It's sharing energy. It's giving life, right? And our personality sun gate is said to be about 70% of our energy in general. So when you're looking at your bodygraph chart and you're also considering your career, it's not a bad idea to really get to understand or get to know your personality sun gate and get to know the energetics of it. Because this is the thing that you may be bringing, the flavor, the color that you will be bringing to whatever it is you love to do. Gate 21 is about money. It's about resource management. It's about controlling. And think about controlling not in the negative sense of the word. And the high expression of this energy, control can be a good thing. And so if you're somebody who's really interested in real estate, for example, and you're a realtor, maybe you're going to bring this gift of managing resources in real estate in some way. Whether that's from a position of HR, whether that's from leading a team, whether that's owning your own properties, things like that, it can show up many different ways. The next piece is your incarnation cross. So again, here we have right angle cross of tension. You'll notice that the personality sun gate, gate 21, is also in this incarnation cross. But I just want to let you know that your incarnation cross is your life theme. So it is essentially a blend of gifts and talents that you have in your chart. These are the most important gates in your chart. So in this case, 21, 48, 38, 39. These are energetics that you're going to see come to fruition as you move through life. So your incarnation cross usually doesn't come into play until you're in your late 30s, 40s. It's really something that will come into light as you live your design, as you live your strategy and authority. And there's nothing you need to do about it. You don't need to shoehorn it into your life. Just know that this life theme that you bring is going to be something that is expressed through the work that you do. And I do have a video that's dedicated to the incarnation cross. So I have a better description over on that video, and I'll make sure to link it here. All right, lastly, I want to talk about the arrows in the bodygraph chart. So as you'll notice, these 3 bodygraph chart examples each have arrows at the top on either side of the crown and ajna energy centers. These arrows are very complex and advanced part of the chart. I'm going to be touching on this at a super high level. So don't think about what I'm saying very dogmatic. Don't think about what I'm saying as being a black and white statement, okay? but you can get some impressions overall. So if you're looking at your body graph chart and you notice that most people are going to have a mix of both. You're going to have some arrows that point left, some arrows that point right. Less often you will find that people have all arrows pointing right, which we call a quad right, and then you have all arrows pointing left, which we call a quad left. The high level lesson here is that when arrows in your chart point left, generally speaking, it means that more structure is energetically correct for you. Maybe you really like a routine, or you benefit from tools that bring structure into your life. A really great example would be a planner. If all your arrows point left, in theory, you may find planning tools feel supportive to you. You may have your preferences on those planning tools, but you may find that tools that bring structure are energetically correct for you. If your arrows are pointing right, you may find that less structure is more supportive to you. In fact, the more structure you have in your life, the more the same everything is every day, or the more you're forced to try to work within a box that has a structure, you may find that that feels restrictive. When the arrows point right, it points to variety in a day. Again, I'm being super high level. But most of us have a blend. So if you're looking at your chart, and if you're looking at this middle one here, you'll notice that 2 arrows point left, 2 arrows point right. So what that means is you can kind of say, okay, there are areas in my life where I probably do pretty well with structure. And when I have that structure, I feel like I can get all the things done and it's really supportive to me. But there are areas of my life where I feel like I don't need structure and I need more flexibility. So that's how to think about, at a very high level, the arrows in your chart. One more thing that I would like to add is, as you're working every day and you're working in your career, when you're looking at your arrows, if you have more arrows that point left, explore where structure can be supportive to you, even if maybe you think it's not going to be helpful. And if you have more arrows that point right, think about, where do you feel more restricted? Where could you open things up a little bit, be more flexible, and have more variety?